Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to implement replication for this skateboarding system. This bigger screen is the server, and the smaller screen is the client. And as you can see, all the animations, not all, this pushing animation and the jumping part is properly replicated from the server to client. And let's check about how it works from client to server. Yeah, client to server, also this pushing animation and the basic other system like jumping is properly replicated. So right, let's see how to do this today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Alright, so far I haven't actually looked into how the replication would work in this project. So let's first put start play start location here, and where's the network? Yeah, I was looking for the network play start location, but it's not there. Okay, anyway, let's just put this and make it spawn 2 players, and I'll make it play as listen server. Let's do a new editor window. Right, see, now we can see both instances are properly. Okay, so replication happens, but the animations are not being synchronized. That's the first thing I notice. Let's fix it first. Right, how do we fix that? Right, so where do we, this is the jumping part, and yeah, we simply call play animation. This is on the skateboard. Yeah, and this is the montage. Right, first let's fix this part where we need to replicate the animation of the character. Where else do we use montages? Here. And actually there are many places. Right, so how do we do this? Let's start from here. Before that, let's check if the change is visible from the server to client. There is another problem. This is right. No, it's not visible in both ways. Okay, so let's start with display montage here. I'll collapse this to okay, first let's add a event to play montages that we can replicate through servers and clients. Custom event, let's call this server play montage, right? And as a reference, here I'm going to use this play montage node. As a reference, I need the montage to be played, but yeah, let's promote these parts also as references, right? Now I'll make this function run on server, and I'll duplicate this function. Let's call it multicast play montage. I'll make this function multicast, right? Now let me change it like this, because this is the function that will be called ultimately. And if I call the server play montage, it should simply call the multicast. So here what happens is, if you are not familiar with replication, this on server, when I set a function event to run on server, it replicates this event from on in client to the server. So that means this function will be executed on the server, and if I set some function to execute on all, that means that function will be executed on all the instances, but this can be called only from the server. So this server function should simply call multicast play montage with these given parameters, right? Okay, and now if I go here, so this is the montage I want to play, aim, kick, flip. Let me collapse this to a macro. Yeah, macro. Play montage M. Right, now here I can call play anim montage. No, we need to check if we are the server or a client, so we can use this switch. Has authority. Switch has authority. So authority means we are in the server, remote means we are in a client. If we are in the server, we can call multicast play montage like this. And here for this macro also we need to promote these parameters: montage to play rate, and starting section. We need to call this, right? Now go back here, use this arrow to select the selected montage in the content browser, so it will automatically select that montage here for us. Right, now if we are the remote, we should call s play montage, sorry, server play montage. For this also we have to use the same montages, the same parameters, right? Connect the same parameters to this node as well. Right now when even without this part the montage will be played. Let me show you. Just skip that part and play. Right, no, I didn't play. Oh wait, we need to connect this node too, but let me add a dot here so we can connect it like this. Yeah, now it's not playing. Oh wait, did I set them to, oh, I haven't set, I have. This is multicast and this is on server. Right, but why none of the animations are playing? Sorry, play rate is 0. The default value of the play rate should be 1. That's the issue. Right, now let's see. Yeah, now we can see the replications happen properly, but the problem is in order to work this piece of code we need this on notify begin part as well. So I think we will have to override this part just for the local player. If I connect it this way, that whatever the montage will be played by these two nodes will be overridden. At least I hope so. Or if the montage play happens after for some reason after this play montage node is called, this will be simply interrupted. So let's add a print string and print interrupted. Now let's see. Okay, nothing is interrupted. Server interrupted. But that happened only when I tried to jump for the second time. Client always interrupted. So because of that, so that get interrupted means this on notify begin part, there is a chance that this on notify begin part will not be called. So what is that? What's the problem it causes if that on notify begin is not called? Well, then simply what happens is the player will not be able to detect the grind spline and will not be able to do the grinding. So ideally we can avoid this problem if we find a way to if this is let's say I am a client, and when I want to play a montage, I want to play that montage using these two nodes, whatever these nodes, only on the other instances, the other copies of the local player in other servers, in other instances. I can't really, I don't know how to explain it. And for the local player, only this play montage node should take place. Then there will be no any interruptions. Right. So so as you just saw that what we need to do is we need to call in this multicard function on that particular instance of the player who called the who actually received the input to do the jumping. Right. So how can we do that? Okay, let's add a new variable. Let's call it montage initiated. Right, by default it should be false. Now in here I'll set montage initiated to true. Now in the event graph I'll set now here let's set a branch, and so we should not replicate this montage initiated variable. If we replicate this, set the replication to replicated, this would be a problem, because in the server also this will be true, or in other instances also this will be true. So if this is false, we can just call this part. Otherwise we should not call the play montage. So that means we can, let's set this back to montage initiated back to false. Right, now I should not receive the interrupted notification when I play a jump from the client. Client is this smaller window. See, I did not get the interrupted right after that. So let's check for the server. Server also don't have interruption, so that means the function is working. Cool. So now we have successfully replicated the jump in montage. Right, now where else do we have to use this montage play mechanism? Right, here also. Let me drag and drop play montage. So what I'm doing is just search montage and replace all the instances that I use this play montage node. So here we are using this AM skateboarding. If I click on browse, it will be selected in the editor, in the content browser, and then if I press on this arrow, it the selected montage will be assigned to this space. Right. Oh, here we also need an uncompleted node as well. So I'll connect that also. Let's reorder it on completed as the second one. Right. Okay. And on notify begin goes here, and on completed goes here. Right. Now the push-in montage should also be replicated correctly. And it doesn't. Why is that? Yeah, but I think it would be better to leave that part to the next episode. Okay, let's try to quickly fix this this push-in part as well, because you can see push-in animation is not playing in the client. That is not replicated. Actually, the animation is replicated. What happens here is in our animation blueprint, we have a system to enable and disable back foot alpha. So if the back foot alpha is set to 0, only when that happens, the back foot of the character is taken out of the skateboard. Then only we will properly see the push-in animation. But yeah, here if I just print the move forward value, let's see what do we get for the client and server. Right, now you can see for the server it's 1, for the client it's always 0. Okay, so I guess what if we replicate this? Yeah, now I think it is working. Oh no. Let's try the client. No, for client also that does not properly replicate. Let's see how do we set the move forward value. We actually getting it from the character itself using this get user inputs. Right, here can we use has authority. Alright, we can use this has authority branch. If it is true, well, we can continue as usual. Otherwise, we should skip this part. So the proper values will be replicated. At least that's what I presume. Let's see. And no, I'm wrong. Right then. sorry, this is not what I should use. I should check whether this is locally controlled. Let's check now. No, still no. Well, yeah, I tried setting it this way. Only if the player is locally controlled, I'm gonna set this move forward and move right values through this function, otherwise just ignore that part. And I have set this move forward to be replicated as well, but still it is not working. So I'm going to remove this part as I couldn't get anything done with that part. And let's try to modify this get user inputs interface event in the blueprint. So it's like this, get user inputs, so it directly for returns the move forward, move right axis values. So without doing it that way, let me promote this to a variable. Let's call it input fwd, and this one input right, and I'll set them both to be replicated. Right, now I'm gonna set them only if this character is locally controlled. If they are locally controlled, I'm gonna set those two values and return forward for the forward and right for the move right output. And if this character is not locally controlled, I'm gonna skip this set variable part and just return whatever the value available in forward and right. Okay, now let's check. Let me put the server here. Okay, now that is properly working. And let's check from client to server as well. Oh, client to server, it is not working again. Right, so yeah, I guess the variables are only replicated from the server to client. Alright then, let's define another event, another custom event to server set input and I'll set this to run on server. Wait, yes, I think that should be enough for this case. Set input, server set input, yeah. Right, shall we check now? Here is the server is working fine. Oh, client, right. Okay, so this is not enough. We have to set the multicast as well. Let's check now. It should work. Everything should be fine now. Oh no. Wait. I should set this to multicast. Still no. Oh wait. Right. Okay, server to client is fine. Client to server. Right, that is also fine. Let me check one thing. Will it work? So I forgot about to connect this here, this connection before. So is that the reason that it didn't work for when I didn't have the multicast? Let's quickly check, because I thought if I call this on the server, it will be automatically replicated even without a multicasting. Okay, it works from server to client. Let's test client to server. Yeah, it works from client to server as well. Okay, and with that I'd like to stop this episode. Still there are many things to refactor in order to make it work, to properly replicate this whole system. Let's fix them one by one. And yeah, for now let's stop here, and thanks for watching. So if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Link would be in the description below, and see you in another episode. Also, the project files will be available for the download for Patreon members.